Greeting all of you. Om Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashyakrito Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavirjam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Adhyaya.
Yeah, we'll continue in the next class. So, in the last class, we we gave a context to the ninth chapter. Am I audible? Yeah, it appears in the second Shatkam and which begins with Ishvara Swarupa Jnanam in seventh chapter. Eighth chapter is odd, it does not continue that topic. Then Bhagavan Sri Krishna comes back to that topic in the ninth chapter. We saw that context. And so, first three shlokas of this ninth chapter we saw introduced the chapter which is called Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. We saw the reasons for Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, etc. in the last class. So now let's chant the next portion section of this chapter, which is shlokas 4 to 10, which reveals the again Ishvara Swarupa Jnana. So let's do that. Maya tatamidam sarvam
Maya tatamidam sarvam
jagadavyaktamurtina
jagadavhyaktamurtina
matsthani sarvabhutani
matstani sarvabhutani
न चाहं तेष्वस्थितः
न चाहं तेष्वस्थितः
न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि
न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि
पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्
पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्
भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थः
भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थः
ममात्मा भूतभावनः
ममात्मा भूतभावनः
यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यम्
यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यम्
वायुः सर्वत्र गो महान्
वायुः सर्वत्र गोमहान्
तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि
तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि
मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय
मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय
सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय
सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय
प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकाम्
प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकाम्
कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि
कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि
कल्पादौ विसृजाम्यहम्
कल्पादौ विसृजाम्यहम्
प्रकृतिं प्रकृतिं स्वामवष्टभ्य
प्रकृतिं स्वामवष्टभ्य
विसृजामि पुनः पुनः
विसृजामि पुनः पुनः
भूतग्राममिमं कृत्स्नम्
भूतग्राममिमं कृत्स्नम्
अवशं प्रकृतेर्वशात्
अवशं प्रकृतेर्वशात्
न च मां तानि कर्माणि
न च मां तानि कर्माणि
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय
उदासीनवदासीनम्
उदासीनवदासीनम्
असक्तं तेषु कर्मसु
असक्तं तेषु कर्मसु
मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः
मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः
सूयते सचराचरम्
सूयते सचराचरम्
हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय
हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय
जगद्विपरिवर्तते.
जगद्विपरिवर्तते.
So this is the essence of this chapter, this Adhyaya. This is Raja Vidya. This is Raja Guhya. And Ishvara Swarupa Jnanam. That is the content. That is the message. What is the nature of Ishvara Swarupa? Ishvara Swarupa, which is not different from Jiva Swarupa. But Ishvara Swarupa, is there any difference or not? We have to see that. So there are certain aspects that have been mentioned about Bhagavan, Ishvara, Paramatma. And if you look at all that, nowhere the story of Krishna's birth and all his Leela is given. See, Ishvara Jnanam means, suppose you say Krishna Jnanam, Krishna Avatara Jnanam. If you say, Krishna is not talking about that here at all. Therefore, it's very clear that the Jnanam that we are talking about, Paroksha Ishvara Jnanam, not Aparoksha Krishna Jnanam. Krishna is Aparoksha. But if you say Krishna and me are identical, then Krishna is Aparoksha. Then you have to give up give up what? Give up all the attributes of Krishna as to his birth, his Gotra, and his father's name, mother's name, where did he live, where did he grow up, which Pathshala he went to, and this Sandipani and all you have to give up. Correct? Only then there can be an essential equality between me and Krishna. Correct? Therefore, that is what is being talked about here. First aspect, Sarvagatatvam, all pervasiveness. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Idam sarvam maya tatam. Tatam vyaptam. Okay? Maya vyaptam. All this is pervaded by me. All this means the entire universe. Shankaracharya will use this word. There are only two things in this world. What are the two things? Asmad and Idam. Asmad and Idam. I and this. There are only two things in this world, it seems. Aham and Idam. Or Asmad and Yushmat, he says. Okay, Yushmat means you. And there's a reason why he says you there in Brahma Sutra. But regardless, Aham, Idam. That's it. There are only two things. So, and that Idam is called what? Sarvam. Idam Sarvam. Means all this multifaceted, variegated universe is Idam. Is what? Maya Tatam. Pervaded by me. Okay. So this we know. Paroksha Ishvara has a location. Swarga, Vaikunta, all these Kailasa, these words are used. Location. Paroksha Ishvara. But Aparoksha Ishvara has no location. Why? Why no location? Because tatam idam sarvam. Idam sarvam maya tatam vyaptam, pervaded. Okay. And so that Paroksha Ishvara is how we start our lives. That is a perfect way. Saguna Brahma Ishvara is the way we start our lives. Ishta Devata, very important aspect of Sanatana Dharma, Ishta Devata. And then, then slowly approach the ultimate. I start with mother and father, then I ended with Nirvana Shatkam. Pita naiva, me naiva, mata na bandhu. Like that, Shankaracharya says. And, uh, and Upanishads also say that. So therefore, that doesn't mean I should reject my mother after studying Vedanta. It doesn't mean I should reject my parents. All my friends say goodbye. My I'm now मैं पहुंच रहा हूँ. I'm reaching my destination. Goodbye. Okay, this is all unnecessary. We don't need all these things. Be normal. Just be normal. And we need normal people in this world. Just people who are just accepting of others and people who don't judge others. So just be like that. And then let go with that. And so therefore, that being religious is important in our culture. That religion which allows us to grow. Therefore, here in our culture, generally there is no stigma for a person who is single. In the West, if you are single, it's lifelong stigma. Okay, I didn't have much problem. So what the others thought about me, I don't know. But यहाँ पर तो no problem. They give respect also. And you say Vedanta and all, oh, etc. And you have a beard, white hair, gray hair and all, means okay, then a lot of respect people give. They don't know anything, what you're doing and all, but some respect they give. And but that pressure is not there. Why? Because Maya Tatamidam Sarvam. That Bhagavan, if Bhagavan is all pervasive, it has to include me. And if it includes me, then you have to ask, what is the connection between me and Ishvara? Then you can discuss and you can study and so forth. And so that since that is the goal, so we are in good hands. Next aspect number 2, okay, is what? Avyaktam. Okay, avyaktam. Jagad avyakta murtina. Same shloka number 4. Jagad avyakta murtina. He introduces quietly the word avyaktam. So when I am all pervasive, I can't be Vyaktam. My true nature cannot be manifest. I can't have a form. Because the minute you say attribute form, then you are limiting me. You are limiting me. Form may be useful form, but it's not my true nature. My true nature is formless, arupam, avyaktam, okay? Indriya agocharam, not perceptible to the sense organs, okay? That is so ashabdam asparsham, etc. And therefore Swami Paramarthananda ji says, if somebody comes and says, I saw God in my dream last night, we don't laugh at the person, we don't decry it, we don't do anything. We accept it. You know why we accept it? Because it is his definition of God. Whatever his definition of God is, he saw that in the last night. That is perfect. It works well. And this here we should not, these things you should not argue much. You just allow the person, and even if that person is somewhat cocked out also, still you say, okay, that's fine. We are very happy, and you're so blessed. That is what we can say. So you can't see God. Why? Because avyaktam. You can see a form. Krishna might come in your dream. That will happen. Dakshinamurti will come. Devi will come, and she will bless you. This is all great. This is amazing. Okay, because not everybody can get that kind of a dream. And so that itself is a big blessing. And so, but from our perspective, Bhagavan is formless. Formed Bhagavan is also there. Rupa. So Rupadhari is also there. But Arupa is his true nature. Okay. As told to us by Prahalada also. Prahalada. And I was 2 weeks ago when I was in the college, they wanted me to talk about Vedic culture and its uniqueness. Now I have to decide how am I going to say all these things. Avyaktam and all, if I say, they will get scared. So I told them about, first let's decide if we have many gods or one god. What do you all think? Like that I asked. Everybody started saying something or the other. So I kept them excited a little bit. Then gave some examples and said, many gods, one god, role playing and all I said. And then I said, this one god also is a problem. And slowly I drove to the topic of only God. And why there is only God? I asked. And one girl actually said, Thuniliyum irpan, Turumbiliyum irpan. Like that, we have a statement which Prahalada said to Hiranyakashipu. Means he's there in the pillar and he's there in the small piece of Turumbu. Some particle, some grass also is there. So they knew the answer. I used that answer to explain it to them. Sometimes we should not, it should not appear as though we are saying something new. So it worked very well. So Prahlada knew this, and therefore Avyaktam, second aspect. Third aspect, Ishvaraha, Sarvasya Adhishtanam. Means what? The supporter of everything. Adhishtanam. There is no way to translate this word Adhishtanam. Try as you might. Substrate, they will say. Substrate means what? When you grow, I was a biotechnologist in my master's. So you grow bacteria, and there's something called a petri dish, and in the petri dish there is some material on which the bacteria can grow. We say that material is called substrate. It's like a gel, like the children eat that. What do you call that? Gel, not gel. It's called jelly. Jelly, yeah, jelly. It's a jelly, and then you put these drops there, and then slowly the bacteria will start growing. That is called substrate. But if I use substrate, then the substrate is different from bacteria. The substrate is different from the dish. So all these things are a problem. So adhishtanam is adhishtanam. Adhishtanam is adhishtanam. Clay is the adhishtanam of pot. If clay supports the pot. Clay supports the pot. Is that a correct statement? Clay supports the pot. Okay, clay supports the pot. But my hand is supporting the pot. How about that? What is the difference between my hand is supporting the pot and clay is supporting the pot? There is some difference, obviously. There is some difference. My hand and pot are of the same order of reality, but clay and pot is seemingly indistinguishable. Seemingly indistinguishable. Yet I know clay is clay and pot is pot. There is some difference. And so, here when we say clay supports pot, clay is what provides its existence to pot. My hand does not provide existence to pot. Pot is there, my hand is here. There is no connection between hand and pot. But between clay and pot, the connection is clay is the adhishtanam for pot. Without clay, pot does not exist. Without hand, pot does exist. Okay, therefore, that is the Sarva Adhishtanam. So, Matstani Sarva Bhutani. This shloka is loaded. Number 4 and 5 loaded shlokas, often quoted shlokas also. Therefore, each word itself, Bhagavan has packed the message of the Upanishads into these two shlokas. Okay, Matstani Sarva Bhutani. All beings are in me. All beings like pot are all pots. They are in me, the clay. Correct? Pakka. And it is consistent with Maya Tatamidam Sarvam also. Consistent. Remember the consistency. Okay. So I support the entire world. Matstani Sarva Bhutani. Like what? Give me an example. Another example I can give you. Like your dream. Dream world is there. And guess who is supporting the dream world? You are supporting the dream world. Yeah, the dreamer is supporting the dream world. And that is why when the dreamer wakes up, my God, the dream is gone. Why dream is gone? Why should the dream continue? Well, it can't continue, my dear, because the supporter of the dream is gone. He's gone. He's gone to a different world altogether. And so he is experiencing a different world. And so dream is gone. But as long as I'm dreaming, I support the dream. I means what? That dreamer, that consciousness supports the entire dream. Okay, that is how it is. Matstani sarva bhutani. And then what? And then we'll look at another aspect, 9.5, and then we'll come back to 9.4. Okay, uh, creator of the entire world. Creator, if we give up the word creator, we put it in quotes, because Western idea of creation is separate from the creator. Therefore, we can't use the word creation and creator. So, Srishti Karta, Srishti. So, this Bhagavan, Paramatma is what? Srishti, Sthiti, Laya Karta. Okay, that is aspect number 4. And he says that in 9.5. Bhuta Brinna cha Bhutasthaha Mama Atma Bhuta Bhavanaha. The words there are what? Bhuta Bhavanaha Srishti Karta. Bhuta Brit Sthiti Karta. We saw that. He doesn't say Laya Karta here. We must just supply the word Laya Karta. He is also Laya Karta. And then, then aspect number 5. Asanga Swarupa. Asanga Swarupa. So many, the table is supporting so many objects, and this chair is supporting objects, and so many things are being supported by so many other things. And Bhagavan says, I support the entire world. My hun Jahan Khan, he said. My hun Jahan Khan. And then the other person said, my Tujhe Khan. Means I will consume you, okay? That is Bhagavan state. The entire world, but I eat you up. Okay, so many things are going on, so many people support, etc. is there. Earth is supporting all the species, but Bhagavan comes and says, I support the entire world. Okay, I support the entire. So he must be a Mahasamsari, because support one who does work is a samsari, because he has to maintain constant, is everything is there, and he has to make sure everything is in order, and it becomes disorderly, then again create order, again disorderly, it becomes again create order. And sometimes disorder also is created by the same fellow only, because this fellow is confused, he doesn't really know what, and so disorder also he creates, and then some work will be there. Oh, now I can create some order. And so they do that. What they do is they use pesticides and finish off all the insects. Then they say, you know what, these insects are needed for the growth of these plants, grains and all, vegetables, fruits, everywhere, flowers, grains, I mean the insects are needed. Then what they do, they have a companies which have collect all these insects, and then they, in a controlled manner, they release all these insects. Look at that, great partnership between the pesticide maker and the insect maker. That's it. This is what we are doing today. We call ourselves the world's most progressive, century. So this is what it is. Now Bhagavan has to be, he's doing all these things. He's doing a lot more than all this. Planets are moving around. He has to manage planets of the solar system. Then other galaxies are also there. Brahmaji created all this. Vishnu has to bother about all these things. So he says, look, I am Asangaha. He uses which word, here? Nacha bhutastaha. Look at that line. Fifth line, quietly. Bhutabrin nacha bhutastaha. Second line. Bhutabrit. I am the supporter of this world. But nacha bhutastaha. Bhute tishtati iti bhutastaha. But I am not there in these things. I support everything, but I don't exist. I am not there. I am not residing in these things, he says. What is this? It's all contradictory statements. It's like clay saying, I'm not there in pot. I support the pot, but I'm not there in pot. Now you have to ask, what is he saying? A. If clay says I am in pot, then pot gets, what is the reality of the pot? It is like saying, it is like saying okay, this is better color, I think. It is like saying the pen is in the pot. Pen is in the pot means what? Hey, the pen is an object and pot is another object. Both have the order of reality is same, vyavaharika, and pen is in the pot. Like the pot is on the hand. It's not like that. Clay cannot say I am in the pot because order of reality of pot. Pot is mithya depending on clay for its existence. And if pot says I am in the, if clay says I am in the pot, then the order of reality is identical. But Bhagavan says no. My order of reality is different. And therefore I can't say I am in all beings. Even though he said, I maya tatamidam sarvam, I pervade everything, but I'm not in everything. Nacha bhutastaha, okay? Nacha matstani bhutani. All that is there. What is the meaning of all this? It means, it means, see, if I am in the things, then I am limited by the things. I will become limited. Not to mention the fact that everything depends on me. And everything is mithya, I am satyam. Okay, therefore that asangatvam, even though I support, I am not really connected with any of these things. Why? Because their existence itself is in question. I have given the word mithya to all this because we have all these words and we use it, and our body itself is there. Therefore I can't deny that all these things exist. Therefore I give you the word mithya. But really speaking, everything is brahma, everything is me. And if everything is me, how can I say I am in something else? Then the something else become more real or equally real to me. Okay, therefore asanga swarupaha, between the creation and the creator, what is the relationship? Satyam mithya relationship. No other dharma will talk like this. Even our own dharmas will not talk like this. Correct? And so, therefore, and what is the example he gives? Yathakasha sthito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan. Yatha, just like akashaha is there, all pervasive akashaha is there, and akasha sthitaha vayuhu. Just like vayu is there in akasha. Okay, sarvatra gaha mahan. Vayu is there. Vayu is also, universe is infinite, right? So Vayu also infinite in this example. And Vayu is in Akasha. But guess what? Vayu cannot affect Akasha. Vayu can be polluted, but Akasha is not polluted, cannot be polluted. That is the meaning of Asangatvam. I support Vayu like Akasha supports Vayu, but Akasha is unaffected by all these things. Asankaha. I support the entire world, Sarva Adhishthanamaham, but I am not affected by all of these things. Otherwise, he also will need a doctor, and he needs life insurance. He needs all this medical insurance. And then he needs vacation time, the medical leave, this, that, and all will be there. Then we have to worry about God also. Okay, already we have enough worries. Now I have to worry about God also. Then which worry is greater? So all these problems will come. Thankfully, he says, Aham asangaha. I am unaffected by all this. And we might argue, hey, you are very, very clever. You gave us all the worry, and then you're saying I am not worrying about all these things. Okay. So that is called asangatvam. Next. Okay, next is, I think in my count, next is sixth. Okay, sixth, you keep your count. Sakshi. Sakshi. Where does Sakshitvam come? Okay, I said we'll come back to this fourth, right? So this asangatvam comes here also. Nacha matstani bhutani. And then fourth one, nacha aham teshu avastitaha. I am not in them. Okay, I am not in them. Teshu, in them, aham na avastitaha. I don't reside in them. Same thing as the bhutabrin nacha bhutastaha. Same thing, okay? Asangatvam. Okay. So 10th shloka. So much is happening. How does everything happen in this world? Well, in 7th chapter he mentioned para prakriti and apara prakriti. And so apara prakriti makes things happen. And she's the one that makes things move in this world. Okay. And what do? Aham maya adhyakshena prakritihi suyate. Prakriti, that apara prakriti, maya adhyakshena. I provide existence to apara prakriti also. And once I do that, then apara prakriti does the job. And the whole srishti, sthiti, laya, everything is happening. I am srishti, sthiti, laya, karta, I say, but I am only as though karta. As though. I'm not the real karta. I'm as though karta. I provide the sustenance to that karta. Okay. Okay. Like what? What does it say here? Maya Dakshana 10th. Okay, here it doesn't give the example. Like the sun. Like the sun. Surya. Suryavat. Okay, Surya Alokavat example is given. Like the sun. Sun will brighten every part of the world equally. Not partial at all. Okay, temple also it will brighten. Nalla gully, all the sewage water also it will brighten. So as far as Surya is concerned, no partiality, equally. Okay, so um, therefore who am I? I'm Sakshi. I'm Sakshi. Without having kartrutvam, I'm Sakshi. Consciousness is Sakshi. Sakshi. Then one more thing, I do so many things. For the little things we do, we have punyam and papam. Every action has a result. Karma has karma phalam. Adrishta phalam is there, drishta phalam is there. Bhagavan must have a load of papam and punyam. Krishna says, don't go that way. Don't come to that conclusion. And look at number 9. Nachamam tani karmani nibadnanti. I do a lot of things. Srishti, sthiti, laya. That's enough. These are my actions. This is my role. And but then what? These karmas don't bind me. They don't bind me because I am akarta. I am akarta. Therefore, no chance of them. Hey Dhananjaya, no chance of them binding me. Okay, and because otherwise, what happens? He's doing good things, and he's also creating earthquakes and creating problem, pandemic, and all that he's creating. So this God must be confused. See, either you do good or you be a repeat offender and you keep destroying everything. I can understand that. But morning you do this, evening you do this, then again you do this. You keep on oscillating this way and that way. They must be confused. No, he says no. This is how things are. This is the niyama. This is the niyati, and I am just a sakshi. And not only that, none of this affects me. He says, Nacha namam tani karmani nibadnanti. So I think we have covered 7 aspects. Okay, I'm going to list these aspects. Check if this is all right. First aspect, sarvagatatvam or sarvavyapakatvam. Then avyaktatvam. Then sarvadhishtanatvam. Then srishti sthiti laya kartrutvam. Then asangatvam. Then sakshitvam. Then akartrutvam. Okay, tvam means make converting that into a noun. That's all, into a abstract noun. Okay, these are the aspects given in these 4 to 10. So these 7 shlokas. Okay, then let's chant the next section, which is 11 to 19, where he's going to diagnose the problem and provide the medicine. Okay, so yeah, go ahead. अवजानन्ति मां मूढाः
अवजानन्ति मां मूढाः
मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितीं मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितम्
मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितम्
परं भावमजानन्तः
परं भावमजानन्तः
मम भूतमहेश्वरम्
मम भूतमहेश्वरम्
मोघाशा मोघकर्माणः
मोघाशा मोघकर्माणः
मोघज्ञानाविचेतसः
मोघज्ञानाविचेतसः
राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव
राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव
प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिताः
प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिताः
महात्मानस्तु मां पार्थ
महात्मानस्तु मां पार्थ
दैवीं प्रकृतिमाश्रिताः
दैवीं प्रकृतिमाश्रिताः
भजन्त्यनन्यमनसः
भजन्त्यनन्यमनसः
ज्ञात्वा भूतादिमव्ययम्.
ज्ञात्वा भूतादिमव्ययम्.
So last time also you chanted, no, Meera?
Yeah, Mohini ji was there. She finished the
Okay.
shlokas. Then today she is not there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can give somebody else a chance also, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked Vijay ji, he is not.
Okay. So others are coming. Somebody, Vijay, who's not coming, we can give them a chance.
Took the advantage.
Huh?
She
Yeah.
took the advantage.
No, she was given. She didn't take the advantage. Yeah. Yeah. So anybody else? Swapna or
Swapna ji is there.
okay. All right. Okay. Satatam kirtayanto maam
सततं कीर्तयन्तो मां
yatantascha dridhavrataah
यतन्तश्च दृढव्रताः
namasyantascha maam bhaktya
नमस्यन्तश्च मां भक्त्या
nityayukta upasate
नित्ययुक्ता उपासते
ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्यन्ये
ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्यन्ये
यजन्तो मामुपासते
यजन्तो
यजन्तो मामुपासते. Okay. Who is chanting? Swapna, go ahead.
Is that me or Vijay ji was chanting too, so I got confused.
Okay.
Sorry,
Whoever.
yeah.
Somebody. Vijay, who is next? We heard your voice, Vijay. That's why we started.
Sorry, I must have stayed unmuted.
Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead. Swapna, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Eka-
ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्यन्ये यजन्तो मामुपासते
एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन
एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन
बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम्
बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम्
अहं क्रतुरहं यज्ञः
अहं क्रतुरहं यज्ञः
स्वधाहमहमौषधम्
वधाहमहमौषधम्
मन्त्रोऽहमहमेवाज्यम्
मन्त्रोऽहमहमेवाज्यम्
अहमग्निरहं हुतम्
अहमग्निरहं हुतम्
पिताहमस्य जगतः
पिताहमस्य जगतः
माता धाता पितामहः
माता धाता पितामहः
वेद्यं पवित्रमोङ्कारः
वेद्यं पवित्रमोङ्कारः
ऋक्सामयजुरेव च
ऋक्सामयजुरेव च
गतिर्भर्ता प्रभुः साक्षी
गतिर्भर्ता प्रभुः साक्षी
वासः शरणं सुहृत्
वासः शरणं सुहृत्
प्रभवः प्रलयस्थानम्
प्रभवः प्रलयस्थानम्
निधानं बीजमव्ययम्
निधानं बीजमव्ययम्
अपाम्यहमहं वर्षम्
तपाम्यहमहं वर्षम्
निगृह्णाम्युत्सृजामि च
निगृह्णाम्युत्सृजामि च
अमृतं चैव मृत्युश्च
अमृतं चैव मृत्युश्च
तदसच्चाहमर्जुन
तदसच्चाहमर्जुन
So shloka number 11. Samsara karanam. What is the cause for samsara? That is what he is saying here. So he is using the words mudaha and things like that. Okay. Mudaha mam manushim tanum ashritam avajananti. They think of me as a human being, means has a form of a human being. Okay. Manushim tanum. This is all their understanding of me. They don't ask further. Okay, avatara has been said. So coming and going is known. And so they still think me as a form. Okay. They started out doing that, but they don't grow out of it. So that he says Param Bhavam Ajanantaha Mama Bhuta Maheshwara. Not knowing that Para Prakriti, Param Bhava of Ishvara, who is Sarva Vyapi. Even though we chant Vishnu Sahasranama, Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaro and all we say, but Vishnu who means Sarva Vyapi. This person does not understand that. Okay, and he says, and therefore he basically limits his worship to that formed human being, formed Ishvara. Okay, and then goes after apara prakriti, goes after dharmartha kamaha, and so as they say, wallowing in dharmartha kama. There's a word called wallow in English, and it's they use it for animals who are quietly sitting in water like the buffalo, and in slushy water, and just enjoying. I mean, just there. That's it over, and it's called Valo. And they do it sometimes to protect themselves from all these mosquitoes and all. It's amazing. A mosquito can make a buffalo run. Did you ever think of it like that? I just saw a video. My goodness, these they are deer, one type of deer. Okay, I forget the name. Anyway, the deer with the bigger deer with those horns, and they are running. They're all running in the group, hundreds are running. And you ask them why? And he says they're running because they can't stand these mosquitoes. Can you imagine this stuff? Mosquito, he's showing the mosquito also in the video. Asian Geography. Uh, so sometimes that's how it is. That's why Swamiji says, who is greater? Human being is greater or mosquito is greater? He says the human being goes to the ocean and puts a big net, and then tons and tons of fish he collects, but then he comes home and then he puts a net and then he goes under the net to protect himself from the mosquitoes. So who is greater? Like that he's asking. So therefore samsara karanam kim. What is the samsara karanam? Ajnanam. Not knowing the paraprakriti nature of Bhagavan is the karanam for samsaraha. That is a message from here. And then 12 to 19, the solution is given, the remedy is given. What is the remedy? In one word, bhakti. Bhakti is a remedy. He's going to talk more about it in the 12th chapter, because 11th chapter is Vishwarupa Yogaha, right? Vishwarupa is there. So after that, immediately Bhakti comes. So the way I connect it is, yeah, once you see Vishwarupa, then you can't but have even more devotion. And so Bhakti follows Vishwarupa Dhyanam, Vishwarupa Yogaha. And so, but here he's giving an indication to some of those ideas. And and Bhakti. All right. So we have to keep in mind, Bhakti is an alternate path. There are 4 or 5 paths, no, many paths. These days they found out more paths also. Every day more and more paths are coming out. And with their in their desire to present this Sanatana Dharma as, come on, everybody, there are as many paths in this for in Sanatana Dharma as there are people. All these statements they make. Hey, what is the problem you are trying to solve? This is all my question. You tell me that. Let's analyze it properly instead of saying all these, very bombastic statements. Problem is ajnanam. Just now Krishna said in 11. If ajnanam is a problem, what is the solution to ajnanam? There's only one thing. The ajnana virodhi only has to come. And ajnana virodhi is jnana. Jnanam is ajnana virodhi. See, we said not absence of ajnanam, virodhi. Okay, virodhi means that which is opposed to ajnanam is jnanam. So jnanam is the solution. It doesn't mean we are all interested, we are all jnanam people, intellectual people. These people are very intellectual and they don't have any bhakti in them. Hey, this is all unnecessary analysis. We need bhakti. Jnanam is, you also want jnanam. You're going to the computer and googling gidi, 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 how to invest in a pandemic world, post-pandemic world. Yeah, all that is jnanam only. Throughout the day, jnanam you're seeking. Here you're coming and say you're giving some lecture on something. Okay, so not acceptable. So you can't have double standards like that. And so therefore, then what did Krishna say? Sakama bhakti. And okay, we'll leave sakama and nishkama for a second. Okay, first, based on the means, the sadhanam, bhakti is what? Kama Rupa sadhanam, karma yoga, kama Rupa. Karma Rupa, excuse me. Karma Rupa sadhanam is sadhanam based on karma activity, because I am essentially an actor. I am a karta. And so karta is essential to us, kartrutvam. Therefore, use the kartrutvam and bhakti based on karma yoga. By changing the attitude, do whatever you have to do like you always done, but attitude is different. And attitude is what? Prasada buddhi and Ishwararpana buddhi. Recognize Bhagavan everywhere without the full knowledge. But that basic samanya jnanam is enough, and that is called karma rupa bhakti. Karma rupa bhakti. You don't need any big knowledge of Upanishads, this and that Shastram. You don't even have to know much Shastram. That is called karma rupa bhakti. Then what? Upasana rupa bhakti. This karma has a knack of making us extrovert. Means we get wedded to action, and it makes the person restless. Without doing something, the person can't sit quietly is not possible for that person. He may be lazy, etc., but that he may be sleep long, etc., that is fine, but karma is essential. And so therefore, the only way to get us out of this trap is to, as they say, look inward. Look inward means what? Now upasana rupa bhakti. Dhyanam, 6th chapter is all about dhyana. Okay, okay, Atma Samyama Yoga, Atma. So it is saying now focus on Atma. Previously Anatma and Ishvara Buddhi, Prasada Buddhi and Ishwararpana Buddhi. Now Atma Samyama Yoga. So focus on yourself. Focus on yourself means you have to calm down first. And so eventually Dhyanam will come. And so whatever has been studied, based on that, do dhyanam. Okay. No, shastram by them will enter, because only shastram will tell you to do dhyana. Automatically shastram will enter. Okay, upasana rupa bhakti. And what about all these selfless people? They are doing a lot of work. They are all selfless people, and many of these selfless people also know nothing about the shastra, which is okay. They are great people. Better to be selfless and do a lot of dharmic work. But then at some point, the guru, if the selfless person goes and asks the guru will say, wait a minute, you are 65, 70, you are doing selfless work. Why don't you allow the next generation to do? Did you train any next generation people to do that selfless work? You want the selfless work for yourself? Okay, show me 1,000 people who are inspired by you, and therefore now they are doing the work. You withdraw, allow others to do that selfless work. Withdraw, and you focus on the shastram. You have a book of Bhagavad Gita also in your bag. When are you going to study that? You're using it just to give some lectures here and there, and a few words you want to pick. No, you better understand all this. Now is the time to understand. Therefore, withdraw. So upasana rupa bhakti will help a person. you know Extrovert is not the right word, I think. I'm looking for a good word. A person who is given to activity has to do something or the other, so that restlessness has to reduce. So this dhyanam helps us with that. Dhyanam really helps us with that. Even the half an hour of dhyanam we did today, so important. The fact that you could sit for half an hour shows that that ability is there. That I'm on the way. I'm on the way to appreciating the vision of the shastra. Okay. And so next is what? Jnana rupa bhakti. We saw long ago. Artho jignasur artharthi jnani cha bharta rishabha chaturvidha bhajante ma. So jnani. So jnana rupa bhakti. That jnani also is a bhakta. So that person is pursuing the Vedanta vicharaha. And of course, in chapter 4, verse 33, Bhagavan has already said, Shreyan Dravyamayad Yajnat, when he talked about many yajnas were said, and he said the greatest yajna is Jnana Yajna, because it removes Ajnana, which is the cause for samsara. Okay, so Shreyan Dravyamayad Yajnat, he said that. And so Krishna said that. Here Swamiji was saying, don't think I am saying all this, because I love Vedanta and I've studied Shankara Bhashyam, therefore I will say it. No, it's not like that. Bhagavan himself is saying all these things. And so, and then he says other things also. Moghasha. And so the person, without this punya, Moghasha, Mogha Karmanaha, Mogha Jnana, Vichetasaha, Rakshasi Masurin Chaiva. So if that attitude, that bhakti is not brought into our life, then this Asura Buddhi comes, and which prevents that person from approaching the shastram. Okay. And then and many others are said, ekatvena jnana yajnena pitaham, okay, gatir bhakta prabhavaha pralayah sthanam tapamyaham. So some explanation of various ways in which bhaktas see Bhagavan is given here. Okay. Satatam kirtayantaha. They always think of me. They do kirtana of me. And kirtana for a beginner is different from a kirtana of a jignasu. We know that. Okay. Kirtana of a jignasu is what? Shastra shravanam. That is called kirtana. Kirtana, we have to change the meaning of the word kirtana. Okay. Because shastram also is, when we study, we are studying about Ishvara. Every word is about Bhagavan. Okay. Then 20 to 29, let's chant that. That is where he talks about the Sakama Nishkama Bhakti. Okay. What is the bhakti that we said now? That karma rupa and upasana rupa and jnana rupa is what? Based on the sadhana, the three categories. But now sakama and nishkama is based on what? Motive. What is my motive? What do I really want? That is based on that we have sakama and nishkama. So let's chant that. त्रैविद्या मां सोमपाः पूतपापाः
त्रैविद्या मां सोमपाः पूतपापाः
यज्ञैरिष्ट्वा स्वर्गतिं प्रार्थयन्ते
यज्ञैरिष्ट्वा स्वर्गतिं प्रार्थयन्ते
ये पुण्यमासाद्य सुरेन्द्रलोकम्
ते पुण्यमासाद्य सुरेन्द्रलोकम्
अश्नन्ति दिव्यान् दिवि देवभोगान्
अश्नन्ति दिव्यान् दिवि देवभोगान्
एतं भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकं विशालम्
एतं भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकं विशालम्
क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति
क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति
एवं त्रयी धर्ममनुप्रपन्नाः
एवं त्रयी धर्ममनुप्रपन्नाः
गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते
गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते
अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो माम्
अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो माम्
ये जनाः पर्युपासते
ये जनाः पर्युपासते
येषां नित्याभियुक्तानाम्
तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां
योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्.
योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्.
Now we should not say paritranaya, we should not say that. Yepyanyadevata bhaktaha
येऽप्यन्यदेवता भक्ताः
yajante shraddhayanvitaha
यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः
tepi mameva kaunteya
तेऽपि मामेव कौन्तेय
yajantyavidhipurvakam
यजन्त्यविधिपूर्वकम्.
aham hi sarvayajnanam
अहं हि सर्वयज्ञानां
भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च
भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च
न तु मामभिजानन्ति
न तु मामभिजानन्ति
तत्त्वेनातश्च्यवन्ति ते
तत्त्वेनातश्च वन्ति ते
यान्ति देवव्रता देवान्
यान्ति देवव्रता देवान्
पितॄन् यान्ति पितृव्रताः
पितॄन् यान्ति पितृव्रताः
भूतानि यान्ति भूतेज्याः
भूतानि यान्ति भूतेज्याः
यान्ति मद्याजिनोऽपि माम्
यान्ति मद्याजिनोऽपि माम्
पत्रं पुष्पं फलं तोयम्
पत्रं पुष्पं फलं तोयम्
यो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति
यो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति
तदहं भक्त्युपहृतम्
तदहं भक्त्युपहृतम्
अश्नामि प्रयतात्मनः
अश्नामि प्रयतात्मनः
यत्करोषि यदश्नासि
यत्करोषि यदश्नासि
यज्जुहोषि ददासि यत्
यज्जुहोषि ददासि यत्
यत्तपस्यसि कौन्तेय
यत्तपस्यसि कौन्तेय
तत्कुरुष्व मदर्पणम्
तत्कुरुष्व मदर्पणम्
शुभाशुभफलैरेवम्
शुभाशुभफलैरेवम्
मोक्ष्यसे कर्मबन्धनैः
मोक्ष्यसे कर्मबन्धनैः
सन्न्यासयोगयुक्तात्मा
सन्न्यासयोगयुक्तात्मा
विमुक्तो मामुपैष्यसि
विमुक्तो मामुपैष्यसि
समोऽहं सर्वभूतेषु
समोऽहं सर्वभूतेषु
न मे द्वेष्योऽस्ति न प्रियः
न मे द्वेष्योऽस्ति न प्रियः
ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या
ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या
मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्.
मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्.
So we may take 10 more minutes here. Those who want to leave can leave and catch up later on the video. So we'll take 10 minutes of the satsang time here. So 20 to 29 is what? Sakama Bhakti, Nishkama Bhakti. We spent a good bit of time in our classes studying this. We know what it means. And this categorization is based on what? Based on the motive. What is my motive? What is my goal? If my goal is artha and I seek God's help to achieve that artha, my goal is kama, I need God's help to achieve that kama. That's it. That is called sakama bhakti. This is natural for any human being in this world. That's how we grow up. And so the other one is what? Nishkama bhakti. Nishkama bhakti. Why Nishkama Bhakti comes into picture? Well, because previously, Tetam Bhuktva Swargalokam Vishanti. When a person understands that, when I am a Sakama Bhakta, then I will get what I want. Maybe a bit later, maybe not as soon as I like it to, but it may come later, it will come. And so, Kshine Punya, I'll get Punyam, Papam, everything will come along with it, and therefore this will continue. There is no end to it. Even though I may say, this is painful, but really I'm not asking for an alternative. All I say is asking for an end to pain. But I don't change I don't change the way I do things. And therefore, we saw that Nishkama Bhakta, there, Bhakti, he has a big role to play in our life. And what is the prayer for a Nishkama Bhakta? Hey, may you give me what? Artha Kama taken out. And Dharma is clear. Okay, I may want Dharma, that is okay. But Dharma means Punyam also. So Punyam also I give up. Punyam also I give up. That is the meaning of Nishkama Bhakti. Therefore, what do I want then? Well, give me Antakarana Shuddhi. Give me a Guru. Okay, desire is there. Desire for a Guru. Why it is not Sakama? It is not Sakama because it removes Kama. It uproots Kama. Give me Antakarana Shuddhi. Raga Dvesha will get uprooted. Uprooted means completely gone. Therefore, we can't put it in the category of Sakama, even though it is a desire, no doubt. Okay. Give me the right environment. Okay. Help me with the things I need. If I'm studying Shastram, then if I'm forgetting things, then give me the ability to remember things. So that is also, all these are Nishkama Bhakti. And what interesting thing, look at that, the mantra that many of us chant during, just before Bhojan, meal, Annapurne Sadapurne. Okay, Annapurne Sadapurne, Shankara Prana Vallabhe. And then next line, Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham. What? I thought I am worshipping you so you can give me bountiful food, varieties of food. And no. Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham only. It is there. This shloka is just too amazing. Vikshandehi cha Parvati. Like that it says. So for knowledge and dispassion, you give me this food. Which means what? Let me not become a victim of this food. Let me not become a victim of my taste buds. That is the meaning of this. Just 2 days ago, our caregiver said this. It seems her father said, food வந்து பசிக்கு சாப்பிடு ருசிக்கு சாப்பிடாத. Pasi and rusi, that's the pun there, that's the rhyme there. Pasi means hunger. Rusi means rasanam, taste. Ruchi. So don't eat for ruchi, eat for satisfying your hunger. That's it. And he said that it seems her sister was something, she was acting funny and all that, tantrums. She said after that the sister did not do anything, it seemed like that. So this is beautiful. And so Sakama Bhaktaha will look for Dharmartha Kama. We saw all that. And then then Swamiji says, then te tam bhuktva swargalokam vishanti. We saw that. That is number 21, right? Te tam bhuktva. Snake and ladder. He says snake and ladder. So ladder, go up and then toing, come down. It's a nice game. I don't know. We used to keep on playing this game, even though eventually it's a boring game if you think about it. But we used to play a lot and we used to enjoy it. We used to say, and all we used to say. So this is the game that's going on. Okay. So Sakama Bhakta. Then Nishkama Bhakta means what? Hey, the person is recognized that there is something called Nitya Vastu. Everything is temporary. Everything may be useful. Many temporary things are useful, and the body cannot survive without all those things. But he's saying, no, something beyond that. Nitya Vastu is there. Para Prakriti is there. Okay. And so, give me this Antakarna Shuddhi. Give me a guru who can enlighten me, who can explain to me all these things. And then what did we also say? The Sakama Bhakta has to, in order to get that Artha and Kama, that person has to do proper pujas and proper yajnas. Simply sitting and praying, and you can't, that is not enough. If you want to really make it happen, you have to do Annadanam. You have to do all the kriyas have to be done properly. And if you carefully listen to the pujas, at the end, you know what the Pandit will say? He will say, mantra lope, tantra lope, kriya lope, shakti lope, and then shakti lope, shraddha lope. He's going to say, look, I finished my over, yajna is done, but then there could have been mantra lopa. Mantra lopa means what? I may have forgotten some mantras, or I may not have chanted things properly. Mantra lope, tantra lope, all the proper certain specific movements, kriyas are to be done, and maybe I did not know it, or I forgot, or I did not do it properly. Tantra lope, kriya lope, kriya, the entire thing is kriya, all the things have to be done properly. And kriya lope, shakti lope, what was my enthusiasm to do this? Did I have the right enthusiasm, or you say, 4 hours I have to sit? 4 hours is a lot of time, these days. So we push these fellows. We keep on bothering these people. How long will it take? And this fellow will get upset. He will just, I'm going to finish it off shortly. In 5 minutes, I'll finish it off. Okay? Keep your mouth shut. Okay. So, poor fellows, what can they do? And so, then what? Shraddha lope. Shraddha is not there. Niyama lope. Naivedyadi vihita lope. Okay, look at all these things. Naivedyadi vihita. If I did not do the proper Naivedya, if I did not do the right offerings, there also there is some lopa is there, and dakshina lopa is also there, and all these lopas are there. So you have to be very careful. So Sakama Bhakta has to pay attention to all these things. And the prayer there is, even though this has happened, please consider all my offerings as complete. Purnamiti. But he can't simply get away with that. He can't use that as an excuse to just even do something. 5 minutes may yaga karo. What did I do? Ganapati Homa. 5 minutes Ganapati Homa you can do. Oh, okay. Who's that person who does that like that? Can you give me his telephone number? No. So the irony is the Sakama Bhakta has to put in a lot of effort and get some finite result. What about the Nishkama Bhakta? No niyama is there. And Guru also doesn't expect anything. A real Guru will not expect anything anyway. And so no expectations are there. Shravanam Kuru, just listen to me. That's all the Guru wants. And then what is the result of that? Not finite, not bigger. No, now you can't even compare. Compare the phalam of Nishkama Bhakti and Sakama Bhakti. You can't compare. Why? It is like comparing day and night. What is the difference between day and night? The best answer we can say, it is like the difference between day and night. That's all we can say. Like, what is the difference between Ramayana and Mahabharata? Hanuman was laughing at Bhima, and he says, there is no connection, my dear friend, between Mahabharata and Ramayana. Ramayanam is like Ramayanam. That's it, over. And he said that. So like that it goes. So therefore, the message is reduce the uh, reduce the sakama bhakti slowly over time. That is the message for us. Reduce it, reduce it. As and when you say, do I really have to pray for this? What if I don't pray for it? What if I don't pray for it? Suppose I am sick and I don't ask God for getting better soon. Suppose, what happens? What will happen? Will I die? Will God get angry with me? No. Shastram is there with me. Whatever will happen, will happen. Give me Antakarna Shuddhi. If I am really going to die, then I really want Antakarna Shuddhi. I want Jnanam fast. Do I want Jnanam fast or do you want longer life? So these are the questions we have to ask. Very interesting. Okay. And so that is how this section is concluded in that 29th, where he also says, Name dveshyaha asti, name priyaha asti. Doesn't matter who you are. Even Sakama and Nishkama, both are dear to me. Samoham, he says. Both are dear to me. So there is no question of me being partial to anybody. If God is not partial to anybody, why can't I become a Nishkama Bhakta then? So these questions we have to ask. So now let's do 30th to 34th concludes this chapter. Let's chant that. अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः
भजते मामनन्यभाक्
भजते मामनन्यभाक्
साधुरेव स मन्तव्यः
साधुरेव समन्तव्यः
सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः
सम्यग् व्यवसितो हि सः
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा
शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति
शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति
कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि
कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि
न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति
न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति
मां हि पार्थ व्यपाश्रित्य
मां हि पार्थ व्यपाश्रित्य
येऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः
येऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः
स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः
स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः
तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्
तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्
किं पुनर्ब्राह्मणाः पुण्याः
किं पुनर्ब्राह्मणाः पुण्याः
भक्ता राजर्षयस्तथा
भक्ता राजर्षयस्तथा
अनित्यमसुखं लोकम्
अनित्यमसुखं लोकम्
इमं प्राप्य भजस्व माम्
इमं प्राप्य भजस्व माम्
मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः
मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः
मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु
मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु
मामे वैष्यसि युक्त्वैवम्
मामे वैष्यसि युक्त्वैवम्
आत्मानं मत्परायणः
आत्मानं मत्परायणः
तत्सत्
ॐ तत्सत्
श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु
इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु
उपनिषत्सु
उपनिषत्सु
ब्रह्मविद्यायां
ब्रह्मविद्यायां
योगशास्त्रे
योगशास्त्रे
श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे
श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे
राजविद्या राजगुह्ययोगो नाम
राजविद्या राजगुह्ययोगो नाम
Navamodhyayah.
Navamodhyayah.
So this last few verses, 5 shlokas, glorification of bhakti, the significance of bhakti, bhakti mahatmyam. Why bhakti is important? That is because bhakti is important because it is natural to everybody. Natural to everybody, at least in our culture. Other cultures we can't talk about it. I mean, it's true. Wherever there's religious people are there, it's very natural because we grow up in religious families. And so anybody has this bhakti. There is no specific education needed for this. Okay. And therefore, bhakti is obviously such an important aspect in our lives. Okay. Nanme dveshi hasti na priyaha, he said earlier. And he goes one step further in shloka number 30. He says, Apichet suduracharaha. Even if a person has committed so much adharma, okay, that person also, bhajate mam anane bhat, if he comes to me, then that person is sadhuhu, and therefore he also is will reach me. Eventually he's going to say that. Okay, so therefore Bhagavan is ready. Guilt, guilt and these kinds of emotions are detrimental to our well-being. And so Atma Kripa, it's very important that Atma Kripa. At some point we have to tell ourselves that that self-confidence, etc., must be there. And then with that Bhagavan is able to help me also. Okay, we saw all that when we studied the shlokas. So then he talks about Papa Yonayaha, people who are born in disadvantaged families. And he used the words Striyaha, Vaishyaha, Shudraha. We have spent a good bit of time on that. They are all gunas, people with emotional kind of disabilities, immaturities, etc. Even they, param gatin yanti, they also will gain. And ye bhajanti mam, those who turn their vision towards me, then nothing can stop them from gaining me. That is what was said there. And so then manmana bhava madbhaktaha, it's a famous shloka. Actually, it's an important shloka in this chapter. Madbhaktaha, start your life with being a devotee, my devotee, Madbhaktaha. Even Sakama Bhaktaha is fine, Madbhaktaha. Then what? Then Madhyaji. I mean, your goal is what? Matparayanaha. When you turn yourself towards me, then your goal is me. Then you are a Matparayanaha. That is goal. Then what? Then Madhyaji. Then you will worship me. You will pay more and more time to me. You pay attention to me. Madhyaji. Worship means what? Ritualistic worship plus Shastra, Shravanam, Patanam. Okay, is also Madhyaji. Then what? Finally, Jnani Bhavati. Okay, then what? Mam Namaskuru. Swamiji says, he interprets it as be humble always. Be humble. Because you can't, this jnanam cannot get into your head. And so, therefore, be humble. Namaskuru. Like that, he concludes. So, with that, this 9th chapter is concluded. And I'm so thankful to all the blessings we have received over the years, that and Swamiji's blessings. We've had talks by Swami Shankarananda ji, Sadatmananda ji, and uh, Swamiji from Hyderabad, and Swami Atma Triptananda ji from Calcutta. So much grace we've had. So many people have blessed us, knowingly, unknowingly, and which has resulted in us completing the 9th chapter, which you can say is a halfway mark on the Bhagavad Gita. So I'm very, very thankful for all the blessings we've received, and thank you all for staying along with me in this journey. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you,
Thank-
Jaykumar.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And we'll meet next class and we'll keep the satsang for the next class. Hope that is all right.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you all.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Have a nice day. Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Guruji, I didn't realize I was unmuted.
Yeah, no problem. It's okay. These things happen. So I didn't, previously we used to force mute everybody, we did not allow anybody to unmute. But I found that it was a bit constraining. So I did that. So nothing wrong with that. Thank you. Hari Om.
ಹರಿ ಓಂ.
Hari Om.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ.